Hey, what's up YouTube? Skybadger here, and we're back on day 2 of our 100 player fan game series. So, everything is progressing as planned, although we are running into a few issues, particularly around resources. Now, I know it's early game, and I complain about this all the time, but I need more resources, so I'm continuing to work on that. Now, as I predicted, we were hit hard by spies yesterday, and we managed to take damage to a lot of our building centers. So, here we lost a barracks, so we actually had to stop production of infrastructure, go back, fix that, continue that, and same happened here in our capital. If we come into here, we can see that we caught quite a few, 1, 2, 3 to be exact. Now, I have been able to figure out where these have come from. They have come from Ukraine and Peru, and we'll be getting our revenge in the meantime. So there is a little bit of stuff we have to do about that, and we can't really get to them first, so I'm playing it down. I'm not getting their attention, or not trying to anyway. So we've had to repair a lot of the damage, and a lot of it is on track. They also were able, well, in the process of us capturing these spies, we weren't able to catch them before they completed their mission. So these 3 infrastructures down here, once they are done, in a few minutes, I am going to have to go back and actually do some more work on them, because they're not going to be fully completed yet. This one here, for example, we can see it's not done. Can we afford it? Oh yes, just. Okay, so let's repair that and get that back up to max. So that's a little bit annoying. And is there any other ones? No. So that's what's happening here in terms of our economy. Not much. We can see that we're low on most resources, and we're low on money as well. Buying those spies is not something I normally do early game, and it really has had a toll on my economy. So usually I'd buy more resources, I'd buy more iron to continue building infrastructure, but we can't do that. In terms of what's happening in the rest of the world, I'll turn off morale map for you guys. So there we go. Oh, it's so boring now. It's red. I will admit, red is my favorite color. So I'm happy about this, but I mean, look how boring that is. Who wants to look at this? Anyway, so if we zoom out and we come across, we can have a look up here, and we can see basically what's happening. Now, this player here is active now. Okay, so it wasn't active before, so I think that might be why South Africa has attacked them, and it appears as though the attack is going pretty well. Now, considering South Africa has captured one of his industrial centers, the fight is now really in South Africa's favor, considering he has a higher production output. He can produce more troops in quicker. Now, as we can see here, Southwest Africa has engaged with Angola. Now, Angola does have the upper hand here, considering he has captured one of Southwest Africa's food provinces. He then needs to go on to capture this one, and then he can then effectively starve Southwest Africa out, because with this much food, you can't produce troops and sustain them for long. So that would be the short way to end that war there. If we come up here, there isn't really too much else happening. It's hard to see because we don't have morale map on, but if we turn on morale map, we can see where else progress has been made. We can see that this guy down here is pushing into the AI countries just to capture more land. We can also see that Madagascar has done the right thing and is moving into Mozambique. Yep, Mozambique. And Nigeria is also moving down into AI powered territory, and it does appear as though Upper Volta is being taken out by French Sudan. Now, in this conflict here, Upper Volta is on the back foot. We can see that he has lost a industrial complex, or 2 industrial complexes. He's captured that one back, but it's now effectively worthless. We can also see that in his capital he's lacking one. That could be the result of spies. Let's turn on morale map. Nope, it does appear as though French Sudan's troops did get here. Now, at this point, it's highly in French Sudan's favor to win this. Considering Upper Volta is down to 1 industrial complex, he's going to struggle to produce the troops he needs to continue the fight. So, in this case here, French Sudan has 4 times the production capacity, so you can produce troops 4 times faster. Even on defense, there's no way you can match that sort of output. Let's turn that back off. It's so hard to see where progress has been made with morale map off. So we have a look here. We can see that this guy, whose name I can never pronounce, and someone did tried in the comments very nicely to explain to me, but I've already forgotten, has pushed down and taken out the AI territories here. I expect he is going to move up, and it appears as though he already has, moving into Rio de Oro and then Morocco. So that's the logical sense. Now Algeria is making the same sort of moves as well. He is moving into Morocco to capture that sort of territory, and I imagine he'll move over to here to take Tunisia pretty soon as well. Now I'm not sure if there's much else happening in the region. Nah, not at all. So Persia and Saudi Arabia have been kind enough to share their maps with me, so we can see what they're up to. Now, as you'd expect from Saudi Arabia, they are taking out the AI territories around them, but at the same time it looks as though he's also going for an early push into Syria. Now, this would normally be a bad idea, but he has the support of Turkey, his ally, on the other side. If we have a look at their flags quickly, we can see that they are in the same coalition. So it appears as though they're tag teaming Syria, and considering they've got another ally here, they're probably going to tag team Iraq next and take him out, and then of course focus on the easy AI territories. So that's the Middle East. In terms of what they're going for with an attack here, they seem to be taking the right approach. Some armoured cars, I'd personally at this point split the armoured car up, have it march by itself. There isn't much air to stop it, and you could cover ground a lot quicker that way, but it's a pretty conventional attack. Nothing wrong with it, it'll get the job done. I would question the amount of troops he sent in. I know he's obviously got troops back because he's probably going to attack Iraq next and doesn't want to, Iraq to attack him first. So that makes sense in that respect. Between the two of them, they'll have more than enough troops. So, yeah, is there anything else happening in the region? Nah, not really. So once again, Syria has lost an industrial complex, so he's going to be down, although it looks as though he started building one there, so that could make up for it if he can hold onto it for long enough to it have any use. If we come over into Europe, now everyone loves Europe, and there's a lot of stuff happening in Europe. So we have the coalition here that is comprised of Spain, the United Kingdom, Germany, and I believe Finland, and Finland. So they're working together, and as we can see, they've already managed to destroy France. France is holding on to a small bit of territory in here, and ultimately he's practically done at this point. There's no way he can produce troops to be able to keep up. Oh, and by the looks of it, Italy too is in that coalition. So basically what's been happening here is there's been quite a bit of fighting in and amongst the Polish, the Germans, and the Russians. So if we turn morale map back on, we'll be able to see what's actually happening with that fight. So if we turn it on, oh, there we go. Suddenly a much better picture. We can zoom in and we can see that Ukraine has pushed over to here and has taken up the AI territory of the Caucasus, and we can also see that he is being pushed by Poland. Now at this point I have no idea why Poland would do this. I don't know if Ukraine attacked first, but Poland's already fighting with Germany, and for Poland to attack Ukraine like this makes no sense at all. I don't quite understand it. It seems like a step in the wrong direction. Fight your war on one front, and once that's dealt with, go attack Ukraine. But at the moment, to me, this makes no sense. So that's that. We can also see up here that Finland is attacking Sweden, and it appears as though he has help from Germany. Germany at this point is probably starting to get overstretched and will be probably taking quite a few casualties, considering he's fighting France, Poland, and Sweden. So I'm going to expect to see quite a bit of raise in power, and this European coalition rise up the victory points charts pretty quickly. They will probably get quite an early lead on everyone else, but due to the fact it appears to be 5 nations squeezed into Europe, they're going to struggle to get the resources to operate efficiently. Now, if they do have the communication skills to make up for that, then they'll be sweet. But if they lack communication, they're going to struggle to pull their resources and pull their combined assets together to be successful. So if we head over into Russia, and I mean, I'll turn the morale map off again, but I mean, you lose so much detail. We can see that at least in the Russian area, only North Ural has made any attacks by attacking this AI nation down here of South Ural. Must be going to unite the Urals. Is that how you pronounce it? Ural? Urals? I don't know. You guys will tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I know that much. So There's not much happening up here in Russia. Now, if we move down into Asia, and I'll turn my map off so I can at least get a picture, okay, we can see quite a bit of fighting. See, like, I mean, if you turn that off, it's really hard to tell the small progress that has been made. So we can see that North India is making progress up here by attacking the AI, but it also appears as though he's in war with this AI nation down here, who once again I'm not going to try and pronounce. So if we come over here, we can see that the Asian countries are definitely moving a lot faster than everyone else. Indochina appears to be having some problems by the looks of it. Oh no, he's just taking out AI nations. That's good. That's the right way to go. We can also see over here that he appears to be under attack from South China. It appears as though he has counterattacked though, but neither have lost anything of significant value. I would say personally that Indochina is in a better position considering how close he is to the cities in and around here. But at the same time, Indochina would have troops down over here, so he might not be able to project the same force northward. So I don't know who's going to win that one at this point. If we come up here, we can see that this guy is pushing east. That's east, right? Yeah, pushing east. And he appears to be doing quite a bit of damage to national China. Now, at this point, though, it does appear as though nationalist China has taken a lot of damage. We can see that he's lost a lot of territory up here, but he's not out of the fight. He still has iron production, and he's only lost. Sure, that's a lot of iron production to lose, but you don't need iron to build infantry. And at this point, infantry is enough to save him. He just needs to make sure he captures that land back before it's too late. Now, to make up for that, we can also see that nationalist China has captured some more iron production over here. It won't make up for it entirety, but it will help. So, if we turn Marama back off so I can see if anything else is happening, yeah, a little bit of AI on AI, or human on AI action over there. Yep, a little more AI on human. And then if we come over into America, yeah, it looks like this guy's having a bad day. Alberta's not been very nice. That looks like it's going to hurt, yeah. So, at this point, he has lost an industrial complex. It'll be really hard to come back from that. While he does hold on to these, there's no way he can hold a sufficient line around these resources. He's probably going to find himself having to pick somewhere to hold. Now, kind of sucks when this happens, because obviously that there would be a perfect line to hold, but now he's pushed back. He's going to have to choose carefully. I might, if I was him, I'd leave some troops there, and then defend down here around the capital, but I'm not even sure how I'd go about that one. Anyway, let's turn that back. Is there anything else happening? It's hard to tell like this. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yep, there's plenty still happening. Once again, Colorado is attacking Kansas. It appears as California is taking out some AI. And Quebec is attacking New England. So there's not much happening there. Now if we come back round and head back round to the start, we can see that really there isn't much happening up here, to be honest. We can see that Venezuela is making some moves against AI territory, I believe, and we can see North Brazil is doing the same. Now there is a lovely big coalition arising up here. It could be a challenge to me, consisting of Colombia, Venezuela, and North Brazil, as well as this guy down here. But looking at that, they aren't really too strong yet, and there's still plenty of time to act. Now, this guy down here has made the mistake of attacking East Brazil. So at this point, when we look at this, especially with that off, we can see that this guy has pushed down and has taken a lot of territory that belongs to East Brazil. But at this point, I'm going to be honest, although it does appear as though this guy's winning, East Brazil could still take it back, considering he has captured one of East Brazil's industrial complexes. What this means is it will allow for East Brazil to produce more troops in the immediate future, and then this way any losses he has sustained, he can replace them faster. He just needs to make sure he holds onto his cities and actually captures or makes attempts to capture these back, because if we have a look at these at the moment, Like, I mean, I know it looks like a lot of land, but really it's not much in the grand scheme of things. It might be his core territory, but all that accounts for very little of his production. And if we come up here once again, we can see that sure, he's also an iron production and a food production, another iron, but in reality he can still continue the fight relatively effectively if he produces troops and makes the most of the advantage while he has it. But it'll come down to if or not he does that. So that's a quick trip around the world, and we finish back here where we started, with us nearly about to take out the West Falklands. We should do that pretty soon. That one infantry group there is having a good day, and yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching.